Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Barcaholic, and what an amazing and crazy match it was. That intense 3-3 draw with Inter Milan. It was such a roller coaster, and now we have the return leg ahead of us, and today we're diving into the 5 key things Barcelona needs to do to beat Inter and secure our spot in the Champions League final. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing that Barcelona needs to do is get Balde fit and back in the team. Why is Balde so important? First, he's a powerhouse on the field, much more physical than Gerard Martin will ever be. And guys, Balde's speed and strength are game changers on so many levels, allowing him to cover the entire left side effectively on his own, basically. This means more stability and control on that flank, but it's not just about defending. No, 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 no. Balde plays a key role when we are under pressure as well. When the opponent is pressing high, his speed and agility allow us to play out from the back smoothly without any issues. He can carry on the ball forward with confidence or quickly link up with his teammates in the midfield, helping us escape tight situations and regain control of the game. And this is something that just does not happen with Martin on the field. And it doesn't just stop there. With Balde on the pitch, Rafinha is a completely different player. With Martin, he's just a left winger. But with Balde in the field, he has the freedom to move centrally, and this opens up more attacking options, allowing him to exploit gaps in Inter Milan's defense and deliver those crucial plays and link up with the attacking players. So getting Balde back in the team is an absolute must. It's about reinforcing our defense, being able to defend better against counterattacks and so on, but also building out under pressure and maximizing our attacking potential. And please, for the sake of my mental health and blood pressure, I do not want to see Gerard Martin in the San Siro. Please, even if Balde is not fit, just put anyone there, Just bring Ter Stegen and put him on left back. I don't want to see it. I'm sorry, Gerard Martin, nothing personal against you. You can play some La Liga games. You can play against Valladolid in the next game, but please, not in the San Siro. So now we move on to the second point. Defend set pieces better. We saw it in the first leg. 2 corners for Inter and they scored 2 goals. This is absolutely unacceptable at the highest level. We know that Inter has taller and more physical players, which gives them an advantage on set pieces, but just because they are taller doesn't mean they should dominate us in every single time aerially. It just not acceptable. We've been struggling with defending set pieces all year long, not just against Inter, but also against other teams like Madrid on weekend, for example. It's almost as if we have forgotten how to defend them effectively, and that's a big problem. It's not just about physical difference between us and Inter or other teams. It's about our lack of preparation and training. In the return leg, we absolutely need to do a better job at defending set pieces or we are out. It's as simple as that. We have to make Inter's players uncomfortable during set pieces, disrupt their rhythm, and ensure we are not conceding easy, cheap goals. We have some top players and some strong players in the squad like Garcia, Araujo, Martinez, Kubasi, and even Lewandowski who could be back, who can make the difference in the air. We need to organize ourselves better, ensure we are marking the right players, not put Olmo on Dumfries like we have done in the previous game, and work on our defensive strategy during training. Just make the players uncomfortable. You don't even have to beat them in the air. Just make them uncomfortable so they cannot head the ball comfortably without any marking or any kind of struggle. We cannot afford to concede cheap goals from set pieces again. It's crucial we learn from our mistakes and improve. Let's focus on this, and hopefully we'll see a better outcome in the return leg. Alright, so the third point is to defend the wing backs of Inter better. Alright, now let's talk about something that's been a nightmare for me and for Barcelona all season long. Teams that use wing backs. If you've been watching Barcelona closely this season, you know exactly what I mean. We suffer every single time we face a formation with three in the back with wing backs. Celta Vigo, not even a top side, gave us real problems using that system. Dortmund in the away leg, same thing. Atalanta at home, again, we struggled. Why? Because this kind of setup stretches our defense and we do not cope with it well. It's not just about the width though. These formation have been the most effective at breaking our high line and beating the offside trap. When you've got wingbacks pushing up and forwards making diagonal runs, it becomes almost easy to exploit the space behind us. Our high defensive line looks vulnerable, and we've seen it cost us many times against teams that use this formation. And to make things worse, we, for some reason, always seem to suffer against big physical strikers who can hold up the play and bully our defenders. Combine that with the wing backs, and you've got the perfect formula to expose Barcelona. Now, here's the issue. We're up against Inter Milan, the best team in the world when it comes to using this system. Three big center backs, two dangerous wing backs, and two big physical strikers. They have perfected it, and this is exactly what makes them the most complicated matchup for Barcelona. So, what do we need to do in the second leg? Honestly, we just might need to sit a bit deeper, especially as the match goes on and our legs get heavy. We cannot press high and play with our high line for 90 minutes in the second leg with everything on the line. It's not sustainable against this formation and against this team. It is as simple as that. If we keep pushing up blindly for 90 minutes, Inter will catch us out, especially in the second half when we are fatigued. Sometimes being smart means being a little more pragmatic. I'm not saying we should be playing deeper for the whole 90 minutes, but at least when we are tired, when we are not able to press them high into in a pitch, just go back a little bit, go deeper. It's not haram, you know. It's okay. They are not going to take goals away from us or take points from us from La Liga or something if we go a bit deeper. Sometimes I'm not saying the whole match again. I'm not saying to change the way we play. It's what made us so successful this season. But against this team, against this formation, against the wing backs, when we are tired, we cannot keep pushing blindly. This is what I am saying. Moving on to the fourth point, which is very important for me, rest the players against Valladolid. So, in a weekend, we have a match against Real Valladolid, and let's not waste time sugarcoating anything. They are absolutely the worst team in Spain right now. Generally, there might not be a single team in all of Europe that's worse than them at the moment. They haven't won a game in ages, and statistically, they have the worst defense in all of Europe top 5 leagues. That says it all. And this brings us to a very important decision, which is rest our starters. I do not want to see Lamine start. I do not want to see Pedri, De Jong, or Rafinha anywhere near the starting 11. This game should be handled by our squad players, and if things somehow get difficult, which they should not, but even if they get difficult, then fine, bring on the starters for the final 20 or 30 minutes maximum. And they should not be starting, period. That's it. One of the main reasons we looked tired in the second half against Inter is because we had just played 120 minutes against Real Madrid in a final over the weekend. That match drained us, and it showed. We couldn't press in the second half, we couldn't track runs, we were late into challenges, and Inter punished us for that. And even though they scored 2 goals in the first half, for me, they were much better in the second half because we were tired. If we want to beat Inter in the second leg, we have to be physically ready to match them for the full 90 or even 180 minutes. This is not just about tactics or skills. It's about legs and intensity and hunger. And you saw it in the first half. After Lamine scored that worldly, we were so dominant. Why? Because we were matching them physically as well. We were winning duels, battling for second balls, pushing them back, and once we matched them in physicality, that's when our technical superiority started to show. We played with control, with confidence, with fluidity, but it all started with the physical battle. That's why this Valladolid match has to be treated smartly. Rotate, rest, recover, because the real fight is coming in the return leg, and we cannot afford to show up tired again. And that brings me into the fifth and final point, which is belief. Barcelona needs to believe deep down that they can do it. They need to have the same mentality that Lamine Yamal has. No fear, no hesitation. The kind of mentality that says we are Barcelona and we are capable of anything. We all know that it hasn't always been like this in the past few years. Barcelona didn't always have the best characters in the squad, especially in our recent history. And this is honestly one of the main reasons we have struggled away from home in Europe specifically. We've lacked those leaders, the kind of players who will carry the team on their backs, who will fight until the end. But this year, it's different. We've already proven it. Remember that 4-4 draw against Atletico Madrid in the Copa del Rey. Everyone was saying it was a disaster result for Barcelona, but we went there to the Metropolitano into a hostile atmosphere and we fought. We didn't crumble under pressure. We didn't let the moment overwhelm us. So we need the same energy now. We need to believe we can do it. We need to forget about the past, forget about all those away losses in Europe. If they score one, we can score two. If they score two, we can score three. If they score four, we can score five. That's the mindset we need to have. And let's be real, we've been amazing offensively, especially with Balde most likely returning. We might even have Lewandowski back for a part of the match as well. And here's the thing, we won't just have one flank this time. We'll have two. Balde will own the left flank, and Rafinha will be more able to play centrally and therefore have more freedom to do more things, which is where he thrives. When Rafinha plays on the left, let's be honest, he's pretty useless. But with Balde back, when he's back centrally, with the freedom to roam, he's one of the best players in the world, and that would be a great addition to us. So the team has to know it. They need to believe it. We've got this. If we fix our set piece defending, if we sort the wing backs issues that Inter will impose on us. And if we know when to drop a little bit deeper when we are tired, that could change the whole game for us. And getting Balde back, trust me, guys, will be huge. And I've been hearing commentators, especially English commentators, yesterday saying, "Oh, Barcelona is missing Lewandowski. They're missing Lewandowski," and there is absolutely no mention of Balde. And I honestly don't understand how. The biggest loss isn't Lewandowski, even though Lewandowski is a big loss, but he isn't the biggest loss. It's Balde because he's an absolutely game changer and doesn't just fix the issues that we have defensively, but also allows us to express ourselves offensively in a much better way. Balde changes everything. He changes the way we defend, the way we attack, and how we get the ball out of the back. Most importantly, he helps us offensively because Rafinha, as I said, moves centrally and gets more involved in the game. And if the team truly believes it, I'm confident we'll have a great shot at advancing. I can't guarantee 100% that if we work on these issues, we will qualify to the final because this is a football game and you never know what can happen. But we will absolutely have a chance and we will have everything we need. All we have to do is believe and play like we know we can advance. So, to every Barcelona fan out there, do not lose hope. This tie is not over. We've got the talent, we've got the spirit. If the players believe, if the fans believe, we can do this. Visca el Barça and see you in the next video.